Hi, and welcome back to the 8-Bit Retro Refix. This is a SID chip replacement, and it is quite cheap than buying a new SID chip, because we know that the SID chip eventually are going to go anyway. I've done stuff with videos before on like the ARM SID and the Swing SID and the comparisons between them, so if you have a look in the playlist you will find them. So yeah, I've had this one for quite a while and I'm quite impressed with it. Captain Commodore sent me it. That's version 0.1. What we're going to be looking at today is version 0.2. These are also a lot more better for the DAC side of things. So what we're going to do is get these built up. Thanks to PCB Way for sponsoring this channel. PCB Way have kindly sent these along for me to take a look at and build and show for you. These have actually been built by PCB Way, so if you do want to get these and you're not overconfident on soldering these tiny little components that's on here, on the little pin on chip legs, they can be done fairly easy with some solder paste and a heat plate. But if you don't want to go to that expense, you know, if you're only wanting one and you don't do much of this, PCB Way can build them. And so looking at them, the quality is very good. I don't see any resistors out of place. I don't see any legs that are partly soldered or anything like that. They're absolutely spot on, to be fair. There is some things to know which I will get into about these shortly. So yeah, PCB Way has kindly sent these. You can get these and I will put a link in the description for them. All you need, if you do buy one like that, the BOM lists are also there. I'll put a link for this, so you can go and take a look. There is another link for that version, I think, on PCB Way as well. So other than this, all you need is a Pico Pi and some pin headers, and that's pretty much it. So just before we get into the video, let's hear a word from our sponsors. And don't forget, PCB Way this month, they're actually doing purple PCBs for free, so check that out as well. So let's hear from our sponsors. If you are enjoying these videos and you'd like to make things yourself, or you already are making things, then get yourself over to PCB Way. They do everything from PCB prototypes to PCB assembly to flexible PCBs, HDI, CNC machining and 3D printing. They also do a lot of things in the shared projects, so if you have a look in there, there is a plethora of things that you can actually purchase. If you're wanting something from the Commodore 64 to the Spectrum to the Apple, everything's in there that you could possibly ever want. So get yourself down to PCB Way. So ordering is very, very simple. So just navigate to the item that you want, add to cart, and this is where you fill in all your parameters. So we want single PCs, you can change to the design panel. Got 5 pieces down here, and for $5 that's a bargain. Right, so if you've got one like this and you've got to this stage when you've been building it, all you need to do is get some pin headers and take the long lead and put them in there. You don't have, what I would actually do, to be honest, is if you have these made by PCB Way or you make these yourself, don't put these pin headers in. If you're not planning on taking it on and off, don't put these pin headers in. Just put these straight to the board, which gives you a much lower profile like this one in comparison to putting the pin headers like that look. So if you've got like a C64C where it's on a long board and it's quite narrow at the bottom, you would want it more like that than like that, I would imagine. If you've got a bread bin, doesn't really matter, to be fair. So yeah, so all you will need to do is put your pin headers in there and push them down. Just take some side cutters and snip off the other side, sit the other side into there, and then put the Pico Pi on top like that, with it all sat together. And then when you solder it in, they'll all be exactly in line to where they need to be, because these, as you've just seen me there faffing around, these are very, very difficult to get centered. I'll try and put them in, look. There we go, it's just gone. So we can push in now, look. So that's what you want, and then you can cut off here, snip it off there, put the other ones in, sit your Pico Pi on, and then solder it up from there. And then obviously you can pull that off and back on as you please then. If you want to take it off for any particular reason, or you wanted to use your Pi for something else, for the time being, you could take it back off, use it for something else, and then bring it back and put it back on once you've flashed it back over. I'm going to show you that as well, the process of that, for setting it up. Not only does the Pico emulate the SID, it also can emulate two SIDs. So we can get a left and a right channel out of it as well, for stereo. And you can also install some software that you can boot straight to the desktop. As soon as you switch it on, you got the blue screen, you can SYS into it and pick your game and it fires straight up. I'll show you that afterwards, and I'll show you how to set that up as well in the software. So let's go over to the computer. So if you come here and go to GitHub, FRNTC, SIDKick Pico on GitHub, you will come to this page. What we want is this release package just here. So if we download that by clicking on it, it should take you into this page, and lower down we've got these down here. So if you click on that and download it, and then if we open that up, so we end up with all this firmware here. The one that we're building is the DAC. Just make sure you get the correct firmware. I mean, you can go in here and you can see all these DACs down here. None of these particularly made much difference. I think it was that one that I ended up using. Yeah, it was that one, it wasn't that other one. So that one, but it all depends on which you've got, so you might have to trial and error a little bit with them and stuff like that to get it to go. But I ended up, because mine had a DAC, I ended up using this one. So we take that and we bring it to here, and you can copy everything over. Now it looks a bit daunting in here, but don't worry about it too much. You won't have these files here, I've just put them there. These two files here you won't see, and that one. The other ones are down here, I'll explain. So what you want to do is, we've got a DAC one that's here, and whatever we're going to patch up now, right? So that's a DAC firmware which you can just copy over into the Pico, and it will just work straight away from that. But there won't be anything in the menu for running off software. So if you go to Programs, and this is the full list of the games that I put on my Pico. You can pick whatever you like. I would strongly recommend shortening the names. You just take that away and just stop at Fury. Same with these ones down here, just shorten them down to Donkey Kong Arcade, Empire Strikes Back. You'll see why when I bring the menu up. You don't get to see half of it, so you may as well just take it away anyway, because it looks silly in the menu, kind of. Okay, so that's his folder for us games, where you will put them in there. So in that program folder, PRG, put your games in it. You then want to create a list of all your games. So create yourself this list. We shall open it with Notepad. And in here you will put the names of your games. They have to match exactly to what's in that other program folder. So whatever's in there needs to be the same. It needs to be typed out exactly just like that, all the way down. So once you've got your script with all your games in, we can get rid of that because we don't need it, and we can go back from there from those games. So we've got this program. So the next thing you're going to have is this batch2.bat. I created a copy there and I've just left that one alone. That's an original. This one is one that I've already pre-made that works for me. So if I right click on that and go edit in Notepad, it brings up Notepad there. Don't touch any of this, but where that is there needs to be the name of your firmware. Okay, so if you're doing one of the other ones, you will copy and paste that into that section there, so it can knows which firmware when you click on it to pick up, patch all your games in. Once you've done that, so we've got all those games in here, we've got his list built up, all correct to the name, exactly how it is in his PRG folder. We've now set as patch2.bat to what it should be. We've got his original firmware which we downloaded and put there. So all I need to do now is click on patch2.bat. So I'll do that now. It doesn't do a lot. You'll just see an extra file appear at the bottom. See how fast that went? And now we've got this one down here, look, that's just appeared. So what you want to do then is take your Pico, press that button, and plug it in. It should make a noise on your PC and open another window like this. So we want to put that into here. Now when I let go of this, I'm going to put it into the Pico. It's going to program the Pico to what we want it to do, basically. The window will close and that's it, we unplug. So if I drop that in there, just take a little while because there's not particularly speedy fast. And it's only a meg like, but there you go. We are done. So, and as Pico Pi is now flashed. So let me take you over to the Commodore and let's insert it and see what it actually does different. I'm sorry about the mess, but here's this Commodore 64. This is one that I built. It got a 60s clone board in there by Rob Taylor. It's an absolute wonderful system. But yeah, so I'm going to just show you that to be installed and you can see it going in. So there's my beautiful red 60s clone. And here's his Pico that we've built. If you notice on the bottom, there isn't as many pins on there, but just make sure that these are down at the bottom. So the shorter legs are at pin 1, and make sure your USB is plugged in the right way around, and it should be facing up. So I'm just going to pop that in now. So all I'm going to do is just make sure that the rear pins are in correctly. Like that, and then we can just push down. There we go. So you can see it's quite tall. Yeah, when I showed you the other one, it's a lot lower profile, but as I said in the bread bin, it doesn't really matter. So we can close this up, and there is nothing plugged in, as you can see. There's no cartridges, no nothing, zero, so I'm not cheating. Yep, so we'll just flick the switch. It is exactly the same, it's just your standard Commodore 64 as you can see on the screen. But there is 2 SYS codes that you can put in here. So you can either do SYS 3401 or SYS 54333. So that's what I'm going to put in now. So we're going to go SYS 54333. And don't forget, we've just programmed this one. So that should take us straight into the menu, which it did. Woo! Winner, winner. So we don't want a 6580 as the first SID. I want back to the 6581. Yeah, we can keep a second SID on, that's fine. We can come down to the clock, so you can change the clock speed of your SID to NTSC if you prefer it faster, if you're used to that. So this is quite compatible with both systems. You can also come down here and you've got SID emulation, and you can change it to Digidetect. So if you've got DAC on and things like that, I would imagine that's what you change. So once you've set all that lot, you can just press S and it saves that configuration for next time. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So if we go back into the other menu, so down at the bottom it says F7 for files. Files. So here's a list of games that we created. As you can see, it was Auf Wiedersehen me. So that's what I was saying about the title of the game being long. You want to shorten it down to something that you know. Same with Bruce Lee. Bubble Bobble's fine. Donkey Kong Arcade. There's no E on the arcade. Empire Strike Back. So you know, you can abbreviate them down a little bit so you know what things are. But yeah, it's as simple as that, guys. So what I'm going to do is go for Boulder Dash. So let's start Boulder Dash up. So it's just as simple as selecting it and hitting return. It goes into its loading mode, decrunches, and then the game fires up. If you want another one, if you can get out using run stop, which you can't on this game, just turn it back off again. SYS 54333 F7. We can go pick something else. Let's stick a tune on that's going to stick in everybody's head. You ready? There you go. So there you go. That is the SIDKick Pico. Strongly recommend it if anybody needs to replace their SID in their 64. Get yourself along to PCB Way. Check out the description. It is quite cheap at PCB Way. You can get as much as you like or as little as you like. You can get them to build it all if you want, or you can do it yourself. It's entirely up to yourselves. But get yourselves along, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and check in the description for the other YouTube retro repairers and for all the information that I've mentioned throughout the video. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, PCB Way. Goodbye.